It's my pleasure to be delivering next speech to you, and I was really hoping to get a haircut in time for this speech, but this will have to suffice. I do have Russian hair after all. My daughter Sophie is 3.5 years old, and we were sitting in her room one evening looking at some Christmas pictures together. She looked at me and she said, "Mom, you and me, we have Russian hair." And I said, "Yes, and why?" She said, "Well, because Daddy and Leo is her 6-month-old brother, they have American hair." To understand the magnitude of her incredible intelligence and the importance of what her father and I consider her first worldly statement, I would like to supply you with that photograph that provoked that incredible observation. And it will become quite clear to you what makes Russian hair. And maybe you will also understand whether or not you qualify for the Russian hair status. Because obviously it's the amount of hair on one's head, not the national origins. I enjoy being a part of this club for many different miscellaneous reasons. The enhanced public speaking ability can help pave the road to career success. Leadership qualities are important even for those who do not want to occupy a managerial position in a workplace. They're important for anyone who wants to run a smooth household. What I enjoy the most about this club is the opportunity to find people to connect with, who have the time and the appreciation for the story, for the relationship, and for each other. Toastmasters, in my opinion, is a sentimental organization, and I do believe it's not a coincidence that this club has so many immigrants within its walls. Immigration helps highlight the sentimental side of the individual's personality, and I'm no exception to this. Toastmasters creates a rare setting in which immigrants can have an opportunity not only to improve their language, but also to assimilate better and to connect to the society. I moved into the United States as an adult. I have often pondered the thought that regardless of how many years I will spend living in America, and hopefully, at least in the world that I live in today, I'm hoping it will be till the end of my life, my childhood nonetheless, my childhood years will always carry more weight in the whole scheme of my life events. I no longer have to translate my thoughts into English. Speaking and writing in English has become automatic, but my inner reflexes are still Russian. It is my personal conviction that the childhood years have a greater impact on our lives than any number of years we get to live as adults. Those first decades of our life are so essential that they forcefully impact the shape and the rest of our life. That is why Russian chocolate will always taste better to me than Hershey's. I cannot guarantee that every single one of you here in this room qualifies for the Russian hair status, but I can leave you with a little taste of Russian chocolate and fortify my anti-Hershey's agenda. And Rick, I think you should have 2 pieces because I'm very nervous. I came to Minnesota equipped with a 2-year package of my studies from the University of Northern Iowa. And I thought I knew everything there was to know about Midwest, Iowa, Minnesota. What's the difference, right? Well, the difference was to be found rather quickly, and everything I had to share and to offer was interesting, especially the fact that I went to school in Iowa. I came to continue my life, but I quickly came to a realization that I came to start my life from scratch. I had to start my family. I had to start my education. I also had to start my career from scratch. My network of friends and everything that I ever possessed or what I thought I had a firm grip on had to begin at once again. Little did I know that before I joined Toastmasters, I had not even started learning such important, crucial things for Americans as American sports and politics. And I must confess, Dan, I'm still trying to figure out who is on first. I became an American citizen just about a year ago. I find it almost ironic that I joined Toastmasters in the same month that I acquired my citizenship. I don't know how I would have felt about giving the oath, the Pledge of Allegiance to the American flag if I was only a Russian citizen. I'd probably have nightmares with Putin in them. But now I know that my voice is backed up with a blue passport as well. And I feel sincere and strongly about giving the pledge and joining my voice to yours. I recently read a very interesting novel. It really impressed me. It's by an American Indian author. It's called The Namesake. The author's name is Jhumpa Lahiri. She won the Pulitzer's Award in the beginning of the 2000s, and The Namesake was a novel in the late 2000s. The novel describes the story of a Bengali couple who moved to America, and they have to recreate the whole life. And they're caught in between the two worlds. They have to rebuild their family, their network of friends, their connections, their careers, their raising children, and at the same time the connection with their homeland is deteriorating. When they go back and visit, they understand that they're disconnected from that life, even though they miss it so strongly when they're in the States. And the story resonated so greatly with me, as it essentially describes people caught between the two worlds, the home and the home that you left behind, the home that you're building in the new country. I often feel that I am caught between those two worlds, at least between the two linguistic worlds. It is much easier for me to speak in English now than to speak in Russian. I'm the person who speaks with an accent in both languages now. It's much easier for me to speak in English when I'm even speaking to my Russian friends here. And one of the most bitter revelations of that happened just a couple of days ago. My good friend here, she was at the hospital, and her husband emailed me that she came out of her 5-hour surgery, very complicated surgery, and she really wanted to see me, and I went to see her. She was just wheeled out of the recovery room, and they moved to the United States from Paris just 2 years ago. She speaks fluent French, but she never spoke English, never studied English, so she's still learning, and she really struggles. And I found myself speaking in English with her because I was so overcome with joy, relief, and emotions, and happiness for them, because that surgery meant that they will be able to have children in the future. But how bitter was the feeling that I was not able to find those emotions within me and translate them into the Russian language. My daughter has more books on her shelves in Russian than in English. My mom supplies them, and Father Frost supplied some this Christmas also, as well as those chocolates. She uses the books to her multiple miscellaneous advantage, one of them being a strong manipulation tool to disqualify her father from the reading time, especially when the mother is engaged with Leo, and she wants to extend her time before going to sleep. Ever since her brother was born, she also strongly requests the lullabies now being sung in Russian as well, and her father cannot reproduce that either, so disqualified. I know that my children will grow up as Americans. Their Russian will be rudimentary in the best case scenario. My feeble attempts at instilling my language into them are virtually powerless against the overwhelming presence of American voices in their lives. But it doesn't mean that I will stop trying. I am proud of my Russian hair, and the fact that my daughter recognizes that, even in this funny form. Obviously, Russian is already on her head. I just need to work a little harder on trying to get it inside. Madam Toastmaster.